It's not just the weather that's been abnormally warm here in northern Nevada. The real estate market has been picking up and gaining steam here for 2026. I'm Garrett Stewart, your real estate agent for all of northern Nevada, and let's dive in and take a look and see what happened for January 2026 in northern Nevada. Let's take a look. So we saw prices drop for closings in January, and what you might think is, hey, you just said, things were picking up steam a little bit here for 2026. And yes, those are closings or sales that were put together during the holiday season for the most part. And so we saw those all close in January, and now we're kicking into February and we're starting to pick up some even more steam. So we'll see later on in the slides where things have picked up. So we saw the same thing happen last year. You see from December of last year to December 24 to January 25, we saw a steep drop as well. Just very normal because, again, this is all the holiday time, all those stuff that came through at that time. We saw median days to contract stay relatively flat from 40 days to 41 days, just 1 day increase in there. Nothing too crazy on that. Same time last year was 34, so it did take longer this January than last year, but we are seeing things pick up quite a bit now that we're just starting to creep into February. How fast are homes selling in your price range, whether you're looking to buy or maybe you're looking to sell your house, how quickly your house will get sold. Now this is where things start to notice the different price ranges and things of what's really getting popular right now. So look at that $400,000 to $500,000 price point, as well as that $500,000 to $600,000 price point, and look at how quickly homes are selling. That $400,000 to $500,000 price point on average took 11 days, or median days to contract was 11 days for January. So it went from 28 days to 11 days. So picked up some steam on there, as well as the upper price point we saw go from 33.5 days to 25 days on that $500,000 to $600,000. So we saw some others that went up some, or even that $1 million to 1.5 went from 67.5 days to 53 days. So we are seeing these things move and shift, and so some of these markets are going to be a little bit different than others, but if you are in that price point, you might have a house in one of those, we have been noticing quite an increase in homes selling faster. We've even been getting into multiple offer situations again. We just had a listing here a couple weeks ago, and we got 3 offers on the house, with a potential 4th almost came in as well, but once they heard there was 3 offers, they decided not to. So just know, if you're a buyer getting into the market, you might, depending on the price point, might be getting into a multiple offer situation. We're not seeing on all of them, but we're seeing more of that, and especially earlier in the year than we normally do. And if you're a seller, we'll get into inventory and why you might take advantage of it now. And I led right into that question because now we're looking at sold listings, new listings, and our inventory. So you can see that we've had been pretty much climbing down on our inventory over the last few months. And so, we went from 1,136 just a few months ago back in the summer, and now we're down to 645 homes on the market. We've seen an increase in our new listings jump up from December to January, which is good. We need that inventory, but even with that big jump in inventory, we saw inventory come down almost 40 homes. So you can see over the last 13 months, you can see that we've been going up and down. So same time last year, January 2025, we had 813 homes. We now have 645 homes. What does that mean? There are less homes on the market right now than there were this time a year ago. So I'm seeing more buyer activity right now than I have with interest rates lower than they were this time a year ago. We're seeing buyers enter this market. We've seen them soften a bit. So if you have been thinking, maybe you're thinking, hey, we're going to list our home in the spring, might not be a bad idea to maybe get out a little bit sooner and be while this inventory is low. Buyers, if this keeps up going, we might even see more buyers enter the market sooner. I think a lot of this has to do with our weather that's been a little bit warmer than usual. We haven't had to shovel our snow too much here this winter. We'll see if the rest of this winter keeps at it, but I think that has helped us as well. Now let's look at inventory by all the different price ranges and how they have shifted. Nothing too dramatic there, but that $400,000 to $500,000 price point went from 91 days to 82 days. So we did see that drop, and makes sense because they were selling faster as well. So we're seeing that decrease. The rest of them have pretty much shifted just by a few. Other bigger change was just that $1.5 million homes, $1.5 million and above went from 110 homes to 95 homes. Now the months of inventory for sale, taking a look at that, it did rise a little bit from 1.8 to 2.4, and I was actually a little surprised it was that much of a jump up because we have seen things favor. I thought it would be a little bit more favor towards the seller, but we have seen it raise up just a little bit, but I have a feeling we're going to see that come down pretty quickly. Pending sales by month. So what does that do? So that's how many homes are going pending each month. We'll look at that. Went from 257 to 390 homes accepted an offer in January. You compare that to the January last year, and we went from 330 to now 390. So 60 homes, more homes went on the market or got an accepted offer in January. This is last year. That is, what is that, like a 20% increase? So pretty strong kick to 2026. I wonder if it'll keep up. We'll see. We'll have to watch and see on that. But I also wanted to include this graph. This isn't one I include often, but I did want to just show how sharply we turned up for January in the year. So this is measuring on a weekly basis. All of our previous numbers that we've been talking about have been a monthly basis. So we're just looking for the month. Now we're looking at the on a weekly basis. We're looking at, so there's pinpoints for every 7 days in there essentially. And so we can kind of see a little bit more dramaticness in some of these numbers. Well, with that, as soon as January hit, we saw things jump up. So we had seen those interest rates come down. I think that got buyers out of the woodworks, and hey, you know what? It's January, holidays are over, let's go buy a house. So we saw that, and as you can see, you go across, and when's the last time we hit that? That was back in, March, mid-March, during the kind of that spring buyer's market starting to kick into gear there. And we haven't seen that many pending since then. So this goes into early February for the week. So the market is picking up, and that's what I want to get across. If you walk away with anything in this message, the market's picking up. It's not slowing down. If you read the headlines, other markets might not be doing as good, but we're having a great start to the year here in Reno, Nevada, and as well as all of northern Nevada. Speaking of, let's go and look at all of the submarkets and see how they're performing. We did see for Reno, $580,000 median sales price. That's slightly down from last year, down 1.7%. Again, we see that as kind of a seasonal tick, so we'll probably see things start to ramp back up very quickly here, like I said, with demand picking up. We saw that inventory drop, and that year over year is down 7% for our area, and we'll keep watching that. But let's jump over to Sparks. And we see Sparks, $525,000 sales price, down a bit from year over year. But look at that inventory, 187 homes. That is down over 23% from last year. So kind of crazy seeing that inventory drop as much as it has. Heading to our capital of Carson City, if you round that number up, 525 is the median sales price for Carson City. It is the same as Sparks. So we did see that jump up for January over December. Still down year over year, but inventory, we're at 73 homes, almost double digits, almost percentage increase for inventory, or decrease in inventory, excuse me. And so we have less homes in the area. We're gonna head out to Fernley. Even more interesting, $400,000 median sales price, dropped down just a little bit month over month, but that year over year, it is up in Fernley. And you can see, look at that active inventory, only 46 homes. And if you look at that year over year percentage, can you see that? 43% median or 43% drop in inventory year over year in Fernley. Wow. So quite the big drop there. We're seeing big changes in that area. And look how quickly homes are selling out there, 22 days to contract. So quicker than Reno and Sparks in Carson City. We'll head down to Minden and Gardnerville areas, and 637,475 for median sales price. That is up year over year. Inventory at 106. That's down 13% year over year. So we have seen inventory even decrease down there. We're going to close out in Reno and Sparks. 362,500 for a condo and townhouse. So we're looking at both of those. Might be a little bit more affordable option for those getting into the market. And we have year over year and month over month increases in prices for them, as you can see. Inventory, just like everywhere else, inventory is down 241 homes on the market. So we have seen a big drop in there too. We'll see if we see that increase pick up in February or not, but as you can see in this market, we have been having some strong pent-up buyer demand, and we need those sellers out there. So if you are thinking of selling, this may be the opportunity to jump into it while this inventory is still low, because if other people are thinking they're going to list their house in the spring, we can beat them to the market now. So reach out, text me, call me, my information's below. I'd love to be your realtor and make things happen for you here in 2026. Thank you so much for watching. Watch the other videos over here, and don't forget to hit subscribe and like button, and that would help me so much. Thank you, and have a great month.